Hello and welcome to another glorious read. I am your host, Aspen M. Sage. Let's get into it. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I hope that you just, in general, have, sunshine, maybe some flowers blooming, or just something really nice. It is a beautiful day here. It's sunny. It's kind of a good temperature. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's perfect for me, at least. But enough of my rambling on. Let's get into the book review for this week. So I am reading the Half-Blood Academy still, but I did do an audiobook, and I do not regret doing this audiobook. It is one of the popular reads that are out there. It is one of those dark stalker romances, and it's actually lights out, and I loved, and I mean loved, this book. So like I said, it's Lights Out by Navessa Allen. Oh my goodness. I listened to this as an audiobook. I don't show a lot of reaction. I have a very good poker face when I read. I have a very good calm just face when I even listen to books. This book, however, did not let me keep the poker face because there was things in it that made me go, oh wow. Okay, yeah. And it wasn't even a spice scene. I will admit this author did fantastic job giving these characters so much humanity. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot of, inter-dialogue that made me go, yeah, I could see that. Or there was a lot of times where I was like, this is going to turn out really, really badly. Or I couldn't help but just burst out laughing. Or I'm like, oh, I know this is coming. So this book had a really, really good, character definition. And because I did the audiobook, the narrators, the tag team narrators, hit the characters so on the head, I felt like it was actually them being these characters. I don't know how else to explain it other than it's definitely a book worthy of at least listening to. I guarantee reading it is just as good because everybody has their own dialogue and everything that they like to listen or how they think a character should speak, how a character looks. But Allie and Josh in this book, I loved it. So Allie being a trauma nurse, who also is kind of like those book girlies out there who love to fall for the thirst traps. The men with masks, the whole bodybuilding, good looks, the dark side of our romance fantasies that we all enjoy. And she doesn't have a serious relationship other than this guy that she was seeing. But it was more of a fling. Being a trauma nurse and always in the ER, she has no time for that stuff. And one of my favorite side characters is actually not a person in this book. It is actually a cat, and the cat's name is Fred. Fred's got even a lot of personality, so I give the author credit for that. So, and definitely she hit the keys on what cats should definitely be like, especially Fred, who's constantly hungry, constantly needs the litter box, and always making a lot of noise. So anyway, Allie sends this picture of one of her favorite thirst traps, which she calls the maskless man, to her fling, saying, hey, you want to come over and, we can meet up and wear one of these. And he says, sorry, no, not into that thing. And he kind of is like, hey, what's up, to his roommate. And his roommate's like, hey, the girl, Allie, I was seeing, wants me to do this, and it's weird. And he shows him the picture, and his friend, who is Josh, kind of has this oh no expression because he is the non-masked man, and he's very scared about it. So he creates these thirst traps for women to enjoy. But Josh is also kind of like a traumatized past good boy. He's definitely as people put it, he's the golden retriever stalker. So he likes the idea that Allie's into the mask play, and he's wondering if she's actually into it or if it's just a thing, if it's a phase, if she's actually not into it. So he's going to test her out. Josh is a mastermind hacker. And because he's a hacker, he knows everything about everybody, including Allie. So, yeah, you can assume where this is going. He starts messaging her, he starts watching her, he breaks into her house, he creates a thirst trap in her house, and she sees it because she's like a diehard fangirl for this guy. Then she finds out it's actually him, and yeah, it's just a whole cluster of him stalking her, talking to her through text message, watching her secretly. At one point, she becomes the most hated female on the internet page with him. So it's very funny. But he's such a good boy. Like, he's not trying to scare her, mostly because he's trying not to become his father. His father is a psychopath. His father is a serial killer who obviously is no longer with him because he got arrested and got put on death row. But Josh has this main big fear that he is going to become his father, and he doesn't want that. Of course, his stalking tendencies are not going to help him in this case. And then there's our favorite side character, Fred. Fred is obviously the cat that hates people, especially men. And Allie doesn't understand, but Fred, however, loves Josh, especially when he breaks into her house and stuff. And he's like, okay, this is all right. He's like trying to talk nice to the kitty and stuff like that. As time goes on, he does good things for Allie, like give her a ride home when she's tired. But he does break into her car to do that. He gives her home equipment and safety gear and camera detectors and stuff, even though he broke into her home and hit a camera and everything. And the snarky text that he sends back to her is hilarious. So she comes up with the idea that she messages her old fling saying, hey, can you get your buddy Josh to find this stalker guy for me, kind of thing, without saying that. And of course, during this whole fiasco, they had a little spicy scene in the car on the ride home. She stabs him and then sews him up. And so when she goes to the apartment where Josh and his roommate live, she pretty sure that Josh is the masked man, but she can't prove it. So she does little things like squeeze his injured hand, and of course he doesn't give her any reaction because he knows. And then like she tries texting him and gets responses back, even though his phone is beside her. So he's prepared for her. And there was even a point where they finally meet up, kind of thing. The masked man, he has like a modulator to disguise his voice. He talks to Fred, and she's like, you must like douse yourself in catnip and stuff. Because he likes nobody, especially not men. So they have the wham bam thank you ma'am moment. She wants to track him. And he's basically watching her through the camera to see what she's doing. Finds the tracker in his bag, and he takes his car, and she's watching him, and he's watching her at the same time. And he writes LOL in the roads because he then loses the tracker. And she's like, no way that he know. And then she goes, wait, are you watching me? And all this stuff. And like, oh, this book makes you go like, this is such child play at the same time. I love the relationship between the two. Allie being a trauma nurse, she's seen some crap. And Josh is just trying not to be a bad guy because he's such a golden retriever. It's like a whole golden retriever black cat situation. Like, she's calm. She kind of judges people a little bit. Like, she's in the background. And he's such a good boy. Like, he's trying to hide from society, but yeah, at the same time, he's like, I will do anything for you. There is a situation in the book where something happens that involves a body, and Josh loses it. And then you find out a little bit about more Allie's background, a little bit, like who she's related to. And Josh is like, I can't believe I killed somebody. And she's just like, you kind of taped over his mouth and his nose. So Yeah, and he's like, oh my god, I'm gonna turn my father. Like, the poor boy has poor mental breakdown. He's like, how are you so calm? She's like, I see death and gore every single day. Like, she's like, this is nothing. Um, but the corpse that they have come to have was actually a guy who was a rich boy who has a bad reputation. Um, and let's just say that he's not very liked. Their plan was originally to drop him off at the home of a man and a father of a woman, to which this bad rich boy did wrong by. I'm not going to say what he did because I don't want to completely spoil it. I will say though, if you do listen to the audiobook or read the book, read the trigger warnings, because when you listen to the audiobook and the narrators are going through it, they literally give so much emotion and it's funny. It makes you laugh. I know some of the trigger warnings will hit people and it's not for everybody, but it's like, oh, like most dark romance girlies, they're like, it's the menu. So regardless, they do dispose of this body in a way they don't want to know how. And it just brings Allie and Josh more close together. He becomes very protective of her. He definitely has another little romance scene with them. In the end, though, it is a beautiful like ending. I will admit, though, it is cute how Josh interacts with Fred, calling him his fur baby and stuff like that. And she's just like, "You're so selfish," and he's like, "Why? He's our child. We shouldn't talk like this around him." And she's just like, no. And there's funny moments where she's so turned on by him and reacts so much to him that she has to yell, like mentally yell at her body, be like, no, bad Allie, sit. Of course, as Josh is like, I feel the same way. Like, he's just he's a big guy, dark hair, hoodie kind of dude, but he's such a, you just kind of want to pet him. To me, he only reminds me of like Liam from the Liking series. Like, he's needs a good boy pet. Just minus the psychotic killing sprees. So definitely Lights Out is one of my most favorite reads I have read in a long time. Like I said, I'm working on book 2 of the Half-Blood Academy, and it's actually turning out really good. I'm questioning where the story is going though. I don't want to give much details, but I have a feeling that where the Olympian gods are coming in, it's actually the woman that's in the main story, Marigold, is actually above the Olympian gods. But anyway, so Lights Out, I definitely recommend. If you do not read the book, do the audiobook. If you don't do the audiobook, get the actual copy or the Kindle version. It's such a cute little read. It really is. It's not that dark. Like, there's dark tendencies to it, but it's not a dark read to me. I've read worse. The Hunted, the Stranded, those are more of the darker, I think, ability to it. So I don't think it's like a dark romance to me. It is a stalker. It is a bit of a thriller, but it's not dark to me, at least. Like I said, I've read worse. But it is a 5-star rating. There is no way around it. If I could give it more, I would. I love this book. I definitely like the narrators. I definitely like how this is written. I can't wait until I get the second kind of little book of it. It's Caught Up. So I definitely want to read that one next, I think, or at least the audiobook, if an audiobook is available. And as spice level, it is good. The spice level is good. I want to give it a 5 because the spice level is very nice. There's only about 3 major scenes in it. Actually, correction, there's like 4 major scenes in it, especially one with primal play. There's knife play and a whole bunch of different kinks that they got going on. So it's definitely a good book. I had no complaints. I mean, my partner looked at me and he goes, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "This book has got me going in loops. I know where it's going, but I can't be exactly where it's going. I just know it's not going to end nicely." And he goes, "Well, don't listen to it then." I'm like, "Shush, nobody has to." So I love it either way. And it's definitely a good book. And I know I keep repeating myself about it. It's just, wow. Now I know why so many people fall into this like book. Um, I have a feeling eventually I will fall into the other big series. I'm not really a big series person. Like, I never really got into the Twilight. I never really got into the Harry Potters. Like, I watched the movies, but I never like actually got into the books. I never got into the Hunger Games. I did start to read the Aragon series when I was younger. I did listen to and read the Septimus Heap series. If you're into like the wizard and magical world of that, definitely check out Septimus Heap. That is a very good series. I love that one. But I'm not really big into following the big trends. I do like my smaller authors. I do want to finish the Court of Thorn of the Roses series. I do have them on my audiobook list to listen to when they are ready. And I'll probably end up doing the Fourth Wings. I don't know. I'm a little missed about that one. I definitely want to get the Haunted Adeline books too. But even though I enjoy listening to the books and I enjoy reading, I still have to focus on mine. And with more research and reading, I keep calling my books a second edition, but I don't feel like it's gonna be a second edition. They're gonna be more like reversing editions or revering. Apparently I have no words today, but it's basically gonna be a revision edition. There we go. I got it that time of my story. So it's not changing the plot line. Like nothing has changed about it. I'm not adding any more chapters. I'm not changing characters' names. The only thing I have done to these books is add more detail, more dialect, more characteristics to my characters. Remember, this is only for book 1 and 2, mostly because they were flops. I hate to admit it. I rushed. I shouldn't have. It was my bad. I should have sent it to multiple editors. I did not. But I've learned from my mistake. I am putting more heart and soul into these books. I mean, I did before, but I didn't really have the right guidance to do it. But now I have the guidance to help me do it. And of course, they're going to have new covers too. Better covers. Something that's more eye-catching. And I'm not changing the titles either. So that works in my favor also. But that is my review for the day, guys. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Go get something nice, maybe a nice hot cup of tea, cocoa, maybe a nice smoothie, because like I said, it's hot here, so maybe a nice iced smoothie. Ooh, iced lemonade's good. Or my favorite, and I don't know if it's a New England thing, we like to do cider. Like, we take apple cider, crushed ice, and sometimes vanilla ice cream. And it's so good, especially in fall. I know we're not even through summer yet or spring, and the trees are just budding here, and we just got a snowstorm like last week. Yeah, I'm for fall. I can do fall year round. But thank you for listening in, everyone, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Keep smiling, keep doing what you're doing. Remember, you are enough, and you don't have to please anybody but yourself. So enjoy your day, guys, and thank you for listening to another Glorious Reads, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.